Hello, guys. Welcome to Ramta Solutions. Welcome to your grade 12 mathematics exam prep on functions and inverses. So, the question paper that we are looking at today is the Department of Basic Education's May-June 2024 Maths paper 1. Okay, this was one interesting paper. So, without any waste of time, as is a norm when we read past papers, we read instructions. Let's go. Remember, all of them are important, but we're going to highlight just a few that we want you to pay attention to, okay? For this video in particular. Okay. So now instruction 4 says, clearly show all calculations, diagrams, graphs, etc. that you have used in determining your answers. This is very key. Show everything that you have used in determining your answers. So your answer sheet is your playfield, okay? Your answer sheet is your playfield. Instruction 5, answers only will not necessarily be awarded full marks. That is, try to show how you got to your answer where possible, okay? And of course, instruction 7, if necessary, round off answers to 2 decimal places unless stated otherwise. So for this one, obviously a tip is to say in the middle of your calculations, do not round off, but knowing that nobody wants to write 10 to 15 decimal places, in the middle of your calculations, maybe work with 4 or 5 decimal places and only round off your final answer to 2 decimal places. Okay. Then, if you happen to forget your formulas, but not all of them will be given, instruction 9 is for you. An information sheet with formulae is included at the end of the question paper. Now, one that's so relevant for you and I. Instruction 10, write neatly and legibly. Guys, let's try to improve our handwriting. It's very important that we work on that. Neat and visible handwriting is the way to go. Okay, neat and visible handwriting is the way to go. All right, so let's get into it now. And remember, by the way, because this is an exam prep, it's important to know this. 1 mark deserves 1 minute. So if you see 10 marks, it means, or it would be better if you would work 10 minutes on that 10 mark question. Okay, perfect. Now let's go. Question 4. Let's see. All right, here is it. Question 4 says, given g of x equals 1 over x minus 1 plus 2. This is a hyperbola, and we know hyperbolas have the form f of x equals a over x plus p plus q. I will not be dissecting what this represents and so on. I'll just get straight to the question papers. So let's see. To the questions, rather. 4.1. Write down the equation of the asymptotes. They are the vertical is x equals negative p. What is the value of p here? The value of p is negative 1. So minus 1. This means x equals 1. Remember, this is a vertical asymptote, meaning it's that one that goes like this. Okay? Let me say this. It is the vertical asymptote. It is vertical asymptote, which is like this. Okay? Now, we then have y equals q. What is the value of q? As you can see, it's 2. What is it? It's 2. So we're done. This one is the horizontal asymptote. Okay, this one is the horizontal asymptote. Okay, it's the horizontal asymptote. Which one is that? It's this one here. Obviously, it's going to cut at y equals q. Okay, perfect. Remember, 10 marks, we need to spend 10 minutes. So with us, if we finish this question at about 14 minutes, because it's already at, no, I think it's at about 13. I think we started working on it after 3 minutes. We will be okay. Okay. So now let's see. 4.2, draw the graph of G indicating any intercept with the axis and asymptotes. So G would be, let's see, let's begin with the x-intercept. So x-intercepts would be, obviously with the x-intercepts, it means y equals 0. So what is f of x? It is 1 over x minus 1 plus 2 equals 0. Multiplying throughout by x, we'll have 1 plus 2 into x minus 1 equals 0 into x minus 1. Okay, what is this? 1 plus 2x minus 1 equals 0. So 2x, sorry, minus 2. 2x equals positive 1. Therefore, x is half. Alright, x is half. The x-intercept is half and 0. Alright, now let's check the y-intercepts. So the y-intercept will say f of 0. Where does x? We put 0. So what is this? 1 over 0 minus 1 plus 2. What is this? This is 1. Therefore, we are looking at 0 and 1. Okay. We are looking at 0 and 1. Okay. Moving on, we can now plot. I think the highest y value, let it be 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, moja mbili tatu mbili taro x y. Right, so we said they are at x equals 1, so here is it. And then at y equals 2, here is it. And then we said half and 0, here is it. And we said 0 and 1. So here is our graph and another one. But okay, so they said indicating any intercept with the axis and whatever. So here are they. All right, then we good. Okay, then we are good. So if you like, you can also label this and say, let me do this 0 and 1. And maybe for this one, you can say it's half and 0 if you like. Okay, perfect. So for 4 marks, we sorted. Now 4.3 says determine the values of x for which g of x is greater than 0. What does it mean? For g of x to be greater than 0, it means y value of our graph is positive. Why is the y value positive? Let's look at the values of x, and to be precise, we're going to look at the asymptotes and the intercepts. So let's begin at this intercept x equals half. To the left of x equals half, you can see your graph lies above the x-axis. The y values here are positive. So we can say this is when x is less than half. And obviously at x equals 1, it doesn't exist. At x is greater than half, the y values are negative. So this is not what we are looking for, right? All right. Now, again, at x equals 1, it doesn't exist. But now, to the right of x equals 1, to the right of it, you can see our graph is positive. Therefore, we can say when x is greater than 1. Okay. 3 marks, huh? Perfect. 4.4, determine the equation of the axis of symmetry of G. I like saying, when you say f of x equals a over x plus p plus q, I want you to do this. Let me use orange. Say plus minus. Okay. No, this orange is not that visible. Let me use this blue. Let's say plus minus. You see, you put this, it's plus minus this, and then plus this. So basically, it is plus minus your denominator, and then close the bracket, plus the q there. Okay. So in other words, to answer this question, we will say y is equal to the set negative slope. So you don't have to say plus minus. You can say the minus. What is it? Denominator, we have x minus 1 plus the 2. So what is this? This is minus x plus 1 plus 2. Therefore, this is minus x plus 3. Just like that, you are done. Otherwise, you can use the one where you say y equals negative x plus c and use the point of intersection of the asymptotes as your point. Okay? And you will still get the same answer. So check this out. Even with our yada yadding, we were able to finish this question at about 10 minutes. So we are on the right track. So that means we spent less than 7 minutes on this question, right? So even you can do that in your examinations. Okay, perfect. Now let's go to question 5. Vraag 5. Let's go. So this one says in the diagram, the graphs of f of x equals log x base a and g are drawn. Graph G is a reflection of f in the line y equals x. This means G is the inverse of f. Okay, proceeding. Graph F passes through the point P with coordinates 4 and 2. Q is the x-intercept of f and R is the y-intercept of G. No worries. 5.1. Determine write down the coordinates of P prime, the image of P on G. Remember I said to you P prime is basically, or rather G is the inverse of F, meaning where there's X you put Y, where there's Y you put X. So you swap these values. What was X becomes Y, what was Y becomes X. So it's simply P prime is 2 and 4. That's 5.1. Okay, perfect. 5.2, show that A is equal to 2. A is a parameter for f of x. We said f of x is equal to log x base a, isn't it? So what is the point given? We're given point P with coordinates 4 and 2. Where does x you put 4? Where does y you put 2? Okay. So what is this? 4. Okay. Now, anti-log, we will say this is a squared equals 4, isn't it? A squared equals 4. So obviously A is equal to plus minus 2, isn't it? A is equal to plus minus 2. However, because of when you look at this guy here, it's I think it's an exponential graph which is increasing. So it means A must be positive, right? It means A must be positive, just like that. Okay, so we have our 2 marks. Right. 5.3, write down the equation of G in the form, the equation of G. Guys, this, they are saying to you, it's 1 mark, meaning you can do it in 1 step. But I want to show you why we will do it, why you doing whatever that you're going to do now. Remember, you are reflecting on y equals x, right? So where does x you put y, where does y you put x. So what is this? X equals log y base 2. When you anti-log, you will have 2 to the x equals y, isn't it? You are good, right? You are good. You can leave it here, right? You can leave it here. This therefore says your g of x is 2 to the x. You can leave it here. You are good. So this is why it was 1 mark. They wanted you to just write this step only. Okay, but I showed you how you get that step, right? Perfect. 5.4, they say 5.4, T is a point on F. T is a point on F on F in the first quadrant where TR is parallel to the x-axis. Calculate the area of triangle RTP prime. All right, so we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do this. Okay, so we're gonna say this is R. We know what the coordinates of R are. This is point 1, and then T. All right, this is point T, and then let's say there's a point P prime somewhere there. I don't know where it is. Point P prime somewhere there. it had the coordinates 2 and 4, isn't it? So they want us to find the area of that triangle, as I'm showing you now. They want us to find the area of that triangle, right? Okay, I do not know what it is, but this is what it looks like on the graph. Okay, this is what it looks like on the graph. It's somewhere there, I don't know where, but somewhere there. Okay, it's somewhere there, I don't know where. And pa. Okay, so now we need to find we know they said TR is parallel to the x-axis. It means the y value here is the same. Y value at R is 1. Okay, so now what we are going to do, if you don't know why I said 1, it's simply this. Y value, this means x is 0. When x is 0, what do you have? 2 to the power 0 is 1. Okay, so now we know the y value at point T. The y value at point T, we know it's 1. So let's do this. So f of x equals log x base 2. So what is the y value? Y value is 1. So what is this? 2 equals x, right? 2 equals x. Now check this out. Ooh, x equals 2. All right, I see now. This means these are on the same line. So this means PT is parallel to the y-axis. You see? Now look at this. It means you have this. It means you have this. What is this? This is R, 0 and 1. This is T, 2 and 1. And then this is P prime, like 2 and 4. Ah, good shot. Now, area of triangle RTP prime is equal to half times base times height, because it is a triangle, right? It is a triangle, right? It is a triangle. Now, half, what is the base? The base, obviously, the distance of the horizontal, 2 minus 0, this is 2. The height, the distance, the difference of the vertical, 4 minus 1, it's 3, right? 4 minus 1, it's 3. So what is this? This is 3 square units. Okay, this is 3 square units. Check this out. The first question was 10 marks. The second question was 9 marks. And we were able to finish both in 17 minutes. Guys, this is you now cruising in your exam. Do you guys follow? This is you now cruising in your exam. Okay? This is you now cruising in your exam. Oh, it's going to be nice. Okay, it's going to be nice. All right. Proceeding. Let's see now. Now we go into question 6. 18 minutes. Ooh, we must be done at 36. In 36 minutes, we should be done. Question 6, let's see. The graphs of f of x equals x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to g of x equals mx plus c are drawn below. D and E are the x-intercepts and P is the y-intercept of f. The turning point of f is T with coordinates 1 and negative 4. Interesting. So this point has coordinates 1 and negative 4. Okay. So that means the y value here is negative 4. The graphs of F and G intersected P and E. I can see that. Write down the range of F. 6.1. 6.1. The range of F. Oh, this is a smiling parabola. So since it's a smiling parabola, even if we didn't know it's a smiling parabola, they gave us the values. We know that with the range, we start from the bottom as we go up, and you see the arrows, it means go wherever, don't stop. So we'll say y allows all y values, but y must be greater or equal to the y value of the turning point, which is, they gave it to us as negative 4. Okay, as negative 4. Okay, perfect. 6.2. They say now calculate the coordinates of D and E. Ooh, not given any other point here. We will need to use the formula. F of x equals 0. What is f of x? It is x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Now we have x minus 3, x minus 1 equals 0. Now I wrote negatives or the minuses intentionally because it's easy to change a minus to a positive, right? I said, or rather we know the factors of 3 are 1 and 3. This constant is negative. It means the bigger factor must take the sign of the middle term. So it means 1 must be positive. Okay. So we have x equals 3 or x equals negative 1. Therefore, D is the one that can have a negative x value. So it is minus 1 and 0. And E is the one that can have a positive value. Therefore, it is 3 and 0. Happy? And this is how we roll, guys. We now have 4 marks. Imagine. Right? Perfect. Now 6.3, 6.3, 6.3, 6.3 says determine the equation of G. Ooh, G, hold on. We know point P. What is point P? It is the y-intercept of the parabola as well. What is it? The y-intercept, you can see it with the constant here. When your parabola is given in this form, your constant is the y-intercept. So this is 0 and negative 3. Sorry, 0 and negative 3. Happy? Now, this therefore says to you, you can say g of x is equal to mx minus 3, isn't it? We have a point where g of x passes. Which point is that? Point E with coordinates 3 and 0. Where there's x, we put 3. Where there's y or g of x, we put 0. So 0 equals 3m minus 3. Negative 3n equals negative 3. Therefore, n equals 1. Happy? Now, they said we must find the equation. We found the m, we found the c. Therefore, we say g of x equals x minus 3. How is that? Perfect. Right. We are good to go now. Okay? Perfect. Now, let's go to 6.4. Very interesting. 6.4 is very interesting. F of x minus g of x is greater than 0. We can write it as f of x is greater than g of x. What does it mean? F of x must be above g of x. Okay? F of x must be above g of x. Okay? Remember, we found the values of x. This value here was x equals negative 1, and here was x equals negative 3. So here, look at the points of intersection. The points of intersection are x equals 0 and x equals 3. To the left of x equals 0. Okay, to the left of x equals 0. When they say f of x is greater than g of x, they mean f of x must be above g of x. Now, to the left of point P, is f of x above g of x? Yes. What is the x value at point P? It is 0. So we will say when x is less than 0, or you can say or and. Now let's look now to the left of point, to the right of point P until E. What do we get? Is f of x above g of x? No. So we don't consider this region. But to the right of point E, is f of x above g of x? As you can see, here are the y values of f of x, and here are the y values of g of x. They are above those of g of x, right? So yes, this is when x is greater than, this x value was 3. All right? Greater than 3. Right? Just like that. Okay, guys? 3 marks, huh? Now, 6.6. And by the way, do not be, 6.5. My. 6.6. 6.5, sorry. Determine the maximum vertical distance between h if h of x is equal to negative f of x. So let's get h of x first. It is minus f of x. What is f of x? It is x squared minus 2x minus 3. So what is this? Minus x squared plus 2x plus 3, isn't it? This is h of x. Now distance, between h and g will be let's see, it will be h of x minus g of x. What is h of x? It is minus x squared plus 2x plus 3. What is g of x? I think we said it was x minus 3. Let me go up there to confirm 6.3. Oh, yes. X minus, yes, x minus 3. Right? X minus 3. All right? Perfect. Proceeding, minus x squared my plus 2x plus 3 minus x plus 3. What is this? This is minus x squared minus x squared plus x plus 6. You can complete a square or you can use excess of symmetry, but I will complete a square. I take negative as a common factor. As I take negative as a common factor, this is what we have. Now, let's complete a square. Half of -1 minus itself minus the same thing again, minus 6, right? So what is this? This is, I'm writing this step, guys, for those that might be struggling with this, okay? But otherwise, it is not necessary, okay? I could have written the step that I'm writing right now, okay? Okay, now, let's see now. We can say negative, perfect square trinomial. This is x minus half, close, all square, minus this part. Please press it on your calculator. Minus open bracket, minus 1 over 2, close bracket, square, minus 6. Your calculator will return 1 over 4, 24. Will return 25 over 4, isn't it? Now, further simplification, we're killing the square bracket, x minus half, close, square, plus 25 over 4. Okay? Now, what is the maximum distance? As you can see, this is a frowning parabola. So this will be the maximum. Therefore, maximum distance, maximum vertical distance is 25 over 4. Those are your marks. Maximum vertical distance is 25 over 4. Okay? This is your maximum vertical distance. Don't worry about the domain here. -2 is somewhere here, and then -1 is this. This graph will look like this. Okay, the h of x will look like this. Its y-intercept will now be +3 and not -3. Right, it'll be like this. Z graph is this part reflected. Okay, right, and we are good to go. All right, we are good to go now. Happy? Perfect. 5 marks. Ooh, 6.6. The reason we chose this question. K of x is equal to g of x minus n, right? K of x. So we need to know K of x. First and first, let's find tangent, gradient of f of x. Okay, gradient of f of x. What is it? Gradient of f of x is this guy here. Okay, so gradient of f of x is, you haven't done, if you are watching this video first term, that is between January and March, you haven't done differentiation calculus, but later on when you do differentiation calculus, you will remember this. Okay, so cool. So this will be, when you find the derivative of this, it will be 2x minus 2. Okay, now tangent to find tangent to f of x, we will say this is f of x equals f prime x. Okay, this is f of x equals f prime x plus, let me say, t. T is just a point that says you need to, it's a point that says you need to um, move this graph upwards or downwards. But with what I see here, we need to move it maybe because the y-intercept here will be at 1, it will be here. And this was -4. Moving it 4 units down, it will not help. But maybe moving it 5 units down will help. So yeah, 5 units down will help. So if we move it 5 units down, we might find that k of x is supposed to be 2x minus 7. Okay, but let's show it algebraically. So what is this? F of x is x squared, right? This is x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 2x minus 2 minus, plus t. So now let's collect the terms or transpose this. X squared minus 4x minus 1 minus t equals 0. Now we're gonna say to have only one root, discriminant when the roots are equal. Discriminant when the roots are equal. Remember, when the roots are equal, this is when you have a tangent. Discriminant when the roots are equal. What is your discriminant? It is b squared minus 4ac equals 0. What is b? B is -4. What is a? A is 1. What is c? It's -1 minus t. So these are your nature of roots. 16 minus -4 times 1 times -1, it's +4. -4 times 1 times -t, it's +4t equals 0. Right? So 20 equals, not 20, man, not equals 20 plus 40 equals 0. So 40 equals -20. All right? So t equals -5. All right? T equals -5. All right? Now this part here is your tangent. Okay? This part here is your tangent. Now, tangent, okay? Tangent, what is it called? K of x will be 2x minus 2. What is the value of t that we got here? The value of t that we got here is 2x minus 2 plus t. And the value of t we got was -5. So what is our tangent? Our tangent is 2x minus 7. Okay, I'm going to show you this diagrammatically. Okay, guys. Now, they said, what is n? So, cool. Now we say k of x equals g of x minus n. Okay, minus n. So, check this out. What is k of x? K of x, we said it was 2x minus 7. What is g? G was it x? Yeah, g was x minus 3, isn't it? G was x minus 3 minus n. So what is this? n equals minus x plus 4. By so doing, we are fine. So I'm gonna show you this graph why we had said 2x minus 7 is a tangent. Okay, I had written it earlier. Let me begin like this. Okay, so I'm gonna start it afresh. What we had there was x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay. Okay. That's correct. Right. Okay. It doesn't want this. I remember. It doesn't want this. So let me do this. It'll be x minus 1 close square minus 4. This is when you complete a square of. This is when you complete a square. Man. This is when you complete a square of that equation. Come on, buddy. X squared minus 4. Okay. Okay. And then, oh, my. All right, let me do this. X minus 1 close square minus 4. Perfect. Now we had 2x. Right, we had 2x minus, let's say minus, if we had said minus 4, check what was going to happen. Do you see what was going to happen? This was not going to be a tangent. Now let's say if we moved 4 units, it was going to be minus 6, isn't it? It was going to be minus 6. Now check what happens. It's still not a tangent. But now if we say, okay, move it 5 units down, it's going to be 7. Look at this. It's indeed a tangent. You see, it touches this graph only once. This is what we are looking at. Okay, guys. So that is our answer. Okay, that is our answer. This is what we got. So what we need n to be is for it to be minus x plus 4. Okay, is for it to be minus x plus 4 for 5 marks. This is how you play with it. So remember, guys, if you would like to follow us, we have a link in the description of the video. You can follow us on WhatsApp. We have just introduced a WhatsApp channel, and of course we also have links to your favorite social media platforms. You can also follow us in your favorite social media platform: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads as well, right? Yeah. So that is it, guys. That is it. You can follow us on those platforms. And if you're looking for a tutor, you can also check our website, and there's a form there. You can fill in that form and we will contact you. Okay. So, with that being said, please do not forget to subscribe, and bye bye.